My name is Christopher Staples. We are in Salt Chophouse and Sushi in Short Pump, which is on the outskirts of Richmond, Virginia. And I'm the Director of Hospitality and Marketing for Eat Restaurant Partners. For Eat Restaurant Partners, though, our focus is our culture. We have the best things about corporate restaurants, but also we're still at our heart a locally family-owned restaurant group. And I think we were able to instill that in this rather large concept. Micros was purchased by a larger company a few years back, and they decided that their relationships with smaller independent restaurant chains was not that important to them anymore. And so the writing was on the wall for me. I knew that I wanted to find a new POS, one that was more intuitive and more fluid than what I thought was an archaic system. I spent about 6 months researching, and I came upon Toast and reached out to Toast, got a demo, poured over it for hours and hours, and made the decision that with all of the other cloud-based systems out there, this was probably the most reliable one that I wanted to work with. Boulevard Burger and Brew was our first Toast concept, and we've had to adapt to the traffic and to the demand in such a way that I don't think we could have done so without a POS that was scalable and reliable. Juan Gonzalez was the second concept that we used Toast with, and it was different in a sense that we had a big private dining space that had a lot of menu demands. And as you roll over to Salt Chophouse and Sushi, it was also imperative that we were able to meet the demands of both kitchens that we have in here, the sushi kitchen and the hot kitchen. As you see the different restaurants, you'll see how Toast operates in a very similar way, but also in a very different way in each of the restaurants. Again, it's a very scalable and adaptable POS system. Adding more restaurants just makes Toast more important to me because the less I have to drive around and go to the microspace stores, it's really great that I can get in Toast and see if the managers are creating buttons for retail and on-site products correctly. Our decision to integrate KDS was easy. It made more sense for us to put the KDS in our higher-end restaurants than in our more fast-paced casual. KDS improves the kitchen efficiency very simply. It puts the entire landscape of the shift in front of the chef, the line cook, the pantry person, the fry cook. We're actually finding that the KDSs apply to all of our concepts in a way that the printed check never really does because of the historical tracking of it and the ability to track all day products and counts. The KDS in a fine dining restaurant for me is almost imperative. We would not operate nearly as well and as efficiently without the use of KDS in our kitchens. Toast helps me customize our individual concepts, mostly because of ease of use. One thing I learned at one concept almost certainly influences the way that I design Toast at a future concept or an existing one. I'll learn something about menu layout here at Salt and I'll be like, that'll work really well at Juan Gonzalez. With Toast, it's very easy for me to create menus, have them available, archive them for later, and then use them even at other concepts if I find that it would fit. Toast is as efficient as a POS could possibly be. What I see in the associates is that they feel very confident that the POS isn't going to cause any issues in the shift. And that's something that we haven't had in the past. Toast provides a very fluid and intuitive approach for a line level associate to interact with the POS to improve that guest experience.